Hello again. I am Sebastian Gorka. I am back again touting Relief Factor for Pete and Seth Talbot. I am here to tell you that I know what it's like living with pain. You probably don't recognize me because I have lost quite a great deal of weight recently. Because this is a radio commercial, you can't see how great I look, but people tell me I sound 10 pounds slimmer. I'm not. I'm actually 30, yes 30 pounds slimmer than before. My voice just hasn't caught up yet. I'm back again promoting Relief Factor because that strange looking bull riding guy, Kyle Jones, was trampled to death during a rodeo last month. But they tell me he was so full of Relief Factor he did not know he was injured until some time after his autopsy had begun. As for me, I'm back on the Relief Factor money train to let you know I can now walk my dog again completely pain-free and of course, to pick up a few fast bucks. As you know, one of the great pleasures in life is walking your dog and collecting his excrement in Ziploc bags during the heat of the summer and in the snows of the Washington, D.C. winter. Most any time of the day you can find me walking my dog along the streets of the nation's capital. I call my dog Mr. President because like Joe Biden he is mentally handicapped and cannot be housebroken. So, much like Joe Biden's press secretary, I am constantly having to clean up his messes unless I keep him locked up in the basement or follow him around and whisk him off before he goes off on a bout of verbal diarrhea. So if you have a dog like mine or a mentally deranged prepubescent girl's hair sniffing pervert who you have by some cruel acts of fate become in charge of, you should try Relief Factor so you'll be able to endure your unfortunate circumstance. Until next time, I'm Sebastian Gorka, for Relief Factor. Well, actually I'll still be Sebastian Gorka, and I'll still be for Relief Factor. That is unless they find another strange looking bull riding guy to replace Kyle Jones.
The next morning, in response to Dr. Hadarie's request that I see him as soon as possible, I called his office for an appointment.
Hello, Hadarie Punjabi and Fahim Neurology. With whom am I speaking?
Yeah, my name is Benson. Excuse me. You know, I always thought that it was, who am I talking to? Are you sure with whom am I speaking is correct?
I am quite certain. I am a registered nurse. I should know. English was a required course in nursing. What is your date of birth?
March 10th, 1970. Dr. Hadarie called me
Yes.
and he
Sally Benson. Yes, ma'am. How can I help you?
No. It's Sal E., not Sally. Salvador Eugene Benson.
Yes, Miss Benson. How can I help you?
I'm not Miss Benson.
I'm very sorry. Mrs. Benson. I understand. Pronouns are important. Would you like to register a complaint against me with Dr. Hadarie, Mrs. Benson?
I'm not Mrs. Benson either, and no, I don't want to register a complaint. I just want to make an appointment. Nurse, do I really sound like a girl to you?
No, Miss Benson. But they must have told you that your feminizing hormones don't modify the voice of transgender women. How long has it been since your reassignment surgery?
Good Lord, why does everybody talk to me like I'm a trans woman? I'm 6'3" tall and I weigh 220 pounds, for God's sake.
Well, you must have had an excellent surgeon. Was it Marcy Bowers, Miss Benson?
Well, I'm not Ms. Benson.
We and your insurance company have you as Sally Benson. It says that right here on your folder, Sally Benson. So you are Sally Benson as far as your records are concerned. You say you did not have reassignment surgery?
No, and I don't plan to.
Oh, so you're a cross-dresser then? How would you like us to refer to you?
I am not a cross-dresser. I want you to refer to me as Mr. I repeat, Mr. Brick Benson. Write that down on my folder right now.
Gee, don't don't have a cow. All right, Mr. Benson.
Thank you. Now I'm calling in response to a message I got that Dr. Hadarie that he wanted to see me as soon as possible. And that's led to a little anxiety on my part.
There is a note here from Dr. Hadarie. He had to go out of town for an emergency for 2 weeks.
Oh?
He said that you should see his associate, Dr. Kadmur Pungabi. Dr.
Okay.
Pungabi is one of the doctors who is involved in the development of the new memory-enhancing drug you are taking that hasn't yet been tested on other humans.
Yes.
Dr. Hadarie said it wasn't an emergency, but said that you should reduce the number of Genius Factor pills you take to 1 every other day until you can meet with Dr. Pungabi. His
Okay,
next available appointment is in 2 weeks. That will be the 23rd. Is that good?
Yes, that'll be fine. Oh, don't worry about an appointment card. I'll just add it to my phone
He
calendar.
has a 9 a.m., 11 a.m., or a 3 p.m. appointment open.
Yeah, 3 is good.
Good. See you then. Dr. Pungabi would like you to listen to a recorded message about the medication. Please stay on the line for the message.
Sure.
Hello, I am Vandercliff, a recorded messenger. If you have any questions while or after listening to this message, do not bother to ask me anything because, as I said, I am a recorded messenger and, might I add, with a strangely chosen name, and done in a snooty British accent to make you think I know something. But in reality I do not know jack squat about medicine or the treatment of any illness or poisoning caused by this product. But, whatever, here goes. While taking Genius Factor you may very well experience any of these unusual but common side effects. Agitation, nausea, sexual dysfunction, dizziness, headaches, insomnia, increased anxiety, exhaustion, diarrhea, tremors, constipation, dry mouth, heavy sweating, bad breath, extreme body odor, increased fatigue and sleepiness, weight gain, weight loss, tremors, bladder problems, retention of urine, loss of bladder control, increased heart rate, loss of hair on head, hair growth on your back and soles of feet, lung cancer, esophageal and stomach cancer, low blood pressure, tiredness, insomnia, blurred vision, blindness, light sensitivity, paralysis, excessive bleeding, anxiety, increased blood pressure, low blood pressure, dissociation, distortion of time and space, hallucinations, vomiting, feeling drunk, lack of energy, atrial fibrillation, genital warts, suicide, psychopathic behavior, feeling agitated and shaky, feeling or being sick, indigestion, diarrhea or constipation, loss of appetite and weight loss, ringworm, heart attack, stroke or death. If you do experience a heart attack, stroke or death, it is highly recommended that you stop taking Genius Factor immediately and call 911. I am Vandercliff for Genius Factor.
Well, Fada and I finally got started out on our daily jaunt to Publix after I got my appointment with Dr. Pungabi straightened out. There was some confusion on their part, not on my part, about my sexual identity. Thanks to my parents, my name made things complicated if you don't say my full legal name and resort to saying, the short version of my first name and then giving the middle initial. Yeah, I'm going to have a serious talk with my parents when they get back from their African safari about sticking me with the name Salvador Eugene Benson. Thank God I had that brick fall on my head and got tagged with the nickname Brick. I want to know if Salvador Eugene is an old family name or just my dad's twisted sense of humor. He was the first to refer to me as Sally when I fumbled what would have been the state championship touchdown at the 1984 high school playoffs in my freshman year. Anywho, Fada and I headed out to Publix to do our daily shopping. She was singing along softly to one of my backtracks, and it was very relaxing to me. I had no doubt that she could really go places with that voice of hers. It was very relaxing, but I was still a bit tense. I'd been a bit concerned about Fada ever since I started investigating the Mankin murder. I never had been bothered by murder cases before, but now that I had Fada in my life, I realized that some wacko like pal could just show up at any given location and well, especially these days when crazy senseless murders are an everyday occurrence. I decided to upgrade our security system and look into some kind of self-defense training for Fada. So I decided to tell her about my concerns and broach the subject of self-defense lessons for her. Unfortunately, with Fada, broaching any issues, not always a very easy thing to do. Fada, darling?
Yes, dear?
The Mandarin murder case got me thinking about you.
Oh, that is very nice, darling. Have you taken your genius factor pills?
Yes, well, I cut back to one every other day like Dr. Hadarie said, but I took my pill this morning.
So, can I assume you are thinking about me clearly?
Yes, of course, very clearly.
What exactly are you thinking very clearly about me, darling?
Sander Menken's murder got me thinking. I'm thinking about something happening to you.
Brick, darling. You were thinking about murdering me. Brick, could you just dump me at Goodwill with Big Hugo again rather than murdering me?
Fada,
But when you do, please put me in a chair or something. Not in a bin with smelly old people stuff again.
What? No, I'm thinking about...
OMG. I have become your old ball and chain. I'm holding you back. And now you are going to kill me.
Stop. Snap out of it, will you? You're not my old ball and chain. I just want to...
You just want to murder me for no reason? Why? You know I am anatomically correct now. To Brazilian standards, for God's sake. Jennifer Aniston looks like me. Why don't you just murder her for no reason?
Fada, stop. You're being ridiculous. I'm not gonna murder you or Jennifer Aniston or anybody.
Oh, that is nice, dear. In that case, what are we going to have for dinner tonight? If you make your baked scallops, I will make asparagus and baked sweet potatoes, and we can binge watch reruns of Friends. Back when Jennifer Aniston was almost as pretty as I am.
Fada, have you blown a fuse or something? You're acting very funny.
Very funny, ha? Or very funny, yeah.
Very funny, yuck. Now let me tell you what I'm thinking about.
Oh, I know. You were thinking about making baked cod rather than scallops, and corn on the cob rather than sweet potatoes, and watching the new season of Superman and Lois. Good idea. You know, I think Lois is in no way better looking than Lana Lang. Don't you think Superman should have married Lana Lang? Maybe he wasn't wearing his magical disguise glasses when he met Lois.
No, I'm not thinking about any of that. I'm thinking about Kung Fu. I want you to...
Kung Fu? I do not know how to make Kung Fu. Is it like noodles?
Kung Fu is,
If it is like noodles, we could go to the noodle house. They have new trays. They are like noodles. In fact, they are exactly like noodles.
Kung Fu is not noodles, sweetheart. Kung Fu is a martial art. I want you to take Kung Fu so you can protect yourself.
Protect myself? Brick, you said you were not going to kill me.
I'm not gonna kill you. Girl, you need a checkup from the neck up.
That was funny. Did you just make that up?
No, it was Zig Ziglar or maybe Homer Simpson. I don't know. But listen, you know, we get to thinking we're safe when we're in our homes or in our place of businesses, especially here in Southwest Florida, you know, where everything's laid back. Sander Menken took the low crime rates in the air for granted, and that psychopath burglar Clark Powell just walked in an open door in broad daylight, and while she was snapping, stabbed her in the back just because he wanted her expensive jewelry. I don't want...
Brick, darling. How sweet. You are worried that a psychopathic burglar will walk into our office or our home and stab me in the back and steal my expensive jewelry. How romantic.
Yeah, or something like that. I never had a girlfriend long enough to really, worry about her, you know what I mean?
Yes, dear. Or took enough interest in her to remember that you promised to take her to her mother's funeral in Tampa while you went to Key West.
Well, yeah, I guess, but that
You
was...
do not have to worry about me, Brick. Daddy has not made a mom for me yet, so I don't need to go to her funeral. And I do not have expensive jewelry, or an engagement ring, because you have not bought me any expensive jewelry nor an engagement ring.
Fada, I haven't...
Oh, Brick, darling. Now I get it.
Huh?
How sweet. You are worried that a psychopathic burglar will walk into our office or our home and stab me in the back and steal my expensive jewelry.
Well,
There is no need to worry, darling. My internal circuitry is encased in a titanium housing and would not be damaged by a knife in my back.
Oh?
In fact, the psychopathic would-be murderer would probably receive a fatal shock from my power system.
Really?
So now you can feel free to buy me expensive jewelry.
Oh, that is comforting to some degree, but...
And even if I were to nap, my sensory system would detect an unknown intruder approaching me from any direction. And as I indicated during the Gus encounter at the Pancake House, I am perfectly capable of defending myself against any attacker.
Fada, I know that. But try to understand that it would make me feel better if I knew you were trained in self-defense.
Well, Brick, darling, making you feel better is the main priority in life, I guess.
That's not what I'm saying, but Hee-Ha-Ho was able to track you down and erase your memory back before Dr. Peffinger upgraded your power system. I could have lost you before you even got a chance to fall in love.
That is very sweet, darling. If it will make you feel better, we can look into Kung Fu lessons.
It's nifty when you do that.
Okay. I just reviewed Kung Fu schools operating locally. I found one that teaches you how to break boards and concrete blocks with your hands and feet and head. That sounds very interesting.
Well, breaking things is not exactly
I am sold.
You are?
Of course, silly. One of my recurring nightmares is that a big man made of boards and concrete attacks me when I am taking a shower. And I have always forgotten to take my power chisel and skill saw with me.
Hey, I'm serious.
So am I, darling. I have had that nightmare twice this week already. That is why I always avoid the lumber and masonry aisles at Home Depot, and I always take the power chisel and skill saw with me into the bathroom.
Yeah, I've been meaning to ask you about that.
So yes, sign me up. I want to kick some board and concrete ass.
Well, here we are. Remember where we're parked, just in line with the front door at the end of the Publix sign.
Got it. Did you lock the car? I am not taking my purse into the store.
Good catch. I never remember that.
You never remember anything.
Don't be silly. I remember things.
Did you remember your reading glasses? You cannot read labels without them.
Ah, chicken pluckers.
Brick, you forgot your Trump 2024 hat. People might think you are for Biden, Brick.
Ah, hecky darn.
Hecky darn? That's a new one.
Yeah, I'm running out of minced oats.
Oh shoot. You forgot to bring the Publix bags from the kitchen island.
Oh, horse saddles. I put them back down when I turned off the TV and I had to pick them back up again.
Oh, Brick? You said it was silly when I said you do not remember anything.
What?
See? You don't even remember you said that.
You know, you're just plain mean sometimes.
Uh-oh.
What now?
You forgot your pants.
What? Oh, real funny.
You actually looked to see if you were wearing your pants.
I did not. I was looking at that dollar bill there on the ground.
A dollar bill? Where?
I looked for a dollar bill. I got you.
I did not look for a dollar bill.
Yes, you did look down for a dollar bill.
I was looking at that pile of dog poop.
Oh, no. I'm not falling for that one.
Well, okay.
You didn't get me that time. Ooh, what's it smell? Fada? Did you poop?
Not unless it smells like Vanilla Christmas cookies.
No, it smells like dog poop. Oh, crapola.
Exactly. All over your new boat shoes. Yeah.
So, after a few disgusting minutes with a paper towel and some water that dripped out of my car's air conditioner onto the ground, I got my shoe cleaned. Well, cleaned at least to French standards, that is. Fada and I then embarked on our daily Publix foraging adventure. A month ago, we bought 4 of those 99-cent green Publix grocery bags so we didn't build up a collection of those free chintzy brown plastic bags they give you at the registers. I hate those crummy, non-biodegradable bags. They're so cheap they make me feel bad for them because, it's against my religion to recycle and give them another shot at being something greater than tote bags for doggy-doo. Oh yeah, I want to save the world as much as anybody does. but I'd rather do it with hydrogen bombs than by spending my time sorting garbage. Heck, I don't even sort my socks. I just have an equal number of black and white socks stuffed in a box. That way, in the dark, I only have to grab 3 socks from the box, and I'm guaranteed to have either a pair of black or white socks. I learned that from an online Mensa test that I failed. Yeah, that's one of the 99 out of 120 questions I missed. Anywho, I could probably do better now that I'm on those Genius Factor pills. That is, as long as the questions don't touch on reading, writing, arithmetic, history, any of those other courses that they force on you in school. Me? I'm good with sports and female anatomy, but they conveniently left questions like that out of the Mensa test. Anywho, before we went into the store, Fada and I took a last look at where we parked the car so we could find it again without having to put its picture on a milk carton. I tried to park my car where no one else wants to park, like at the very end of the parking lot next to the road. This time I parked at the very end of the road directly in front of the X on the Publix sign. Walking long distance in parking lots is my half-assed way of getting exercise these days. Yeah, I park as far away from the store entrance as I can, and I walk to the store. Then after we're done shopping, I send Fada out to get the car and pick me up at the door. It's part of my training plan, I plan very carefully not to overdo my workouts, I don't want to get that next day muscle soreness, So after the long walk to the storefront, we entered through our favorite door. We call it the Woo Door. It's the only door like it in Fort Myers as far as I know. Sometimes when I'm waiting for Fada to pick me up, I just keep approaching the door to make it go woo. Well, dear, do you want to go in first?
Yes, sweetheart. I would like that very much.
Well, after you, madame.
Thank you, darling.
There it is, the Woo Door.
Cool.
The world's got the COVID and the only cure is more Woo Door. Now let's go down to the bread aisle first and get the bagels and cream cheese.
Okay. Kurt, darling, why are all those people running out of that aisle?
I don't know. Let's go see. The only person down the aisle is that lady way down near the end. There doesn't seem to be any problem.
I wonder why those people were running out of there. Maybe there's a blue light special down at the other end of the store.
Publix doesn't have blue light specials, Fada. That was Kmart back in the day, Oh well, thank goodness. There's a good stock of Thomas bagels. They even have the pumpernickel bread. They must have just got a shipment in today.
I hope they have my Nelly eggs in the 18-pack.
Wait, did you hear that?
Did I hear what?
That.
Sounds like someone is trying to play a tuba.
Wait, that's... My God.
God sounds like a tuba? In 1 Kings, chapter 19, verse 12, it says that after the fire, God spoke to Elijah in a still small voice. There are many references to God speaking in a soft voice or mild voice and even in a meek voice. I found no occasion where God spoke like a tuba.
Yeah, I don't think that sound was God's voice, Fada.
Thank goodness. That would be contradictory to all the biblical references I've found.
It's coming from the next aisle. I'm gonna go over and take a look.
I'm going to, in case it is God. I have some questions I would like him to answer about allowing Joe Biden and Kamala Harris to be in charge, just when we had become energy independent.
Mrs. Zeblinglodsnocker.
Oh, good gracious me. It smells as bad as Senator Jerry Nadler looks in here.
Worse than Nancy Pelosi.
No, not that bad. Phew. Stinky.
Well, hello, Detective Benson. Hello, dear.
Hello.
Did you ever find the young man who stole something that I saw him steal?
Oh, dear Lord, save us.
Oh, wow. Mrs. Zeblinglodsnocker.
Yes, dear?
Yes, ma'am. Luckily for us, he confessed, and you didn't have to testify. You know, God works in mysterious ways, His wonders to perform.
I think he was on mysterious ways lockdown during the 2020 election, though.
Miss Zeblinglodsnocker, I didn't know you worked here.
I told you at the police station that I wasn't queer.
I didn't say. I said I did not know you worked here.
Oh, that just started last week. I usually shop at Aldi's because it's directly across the street from my house. But I took a wrong turn and got all turned around, and I ended up here.
Fada, are you all right?
I am fine. I have turned off my olfactory receptors. Mrs. Zeblinglodsnocker, how did you get lost just going across the street?
Oh, it's the new traffic light on my corner's fault. It has a little sign on it that says turn right on red. And so I did.
Well, then how did you get lost?
Well, I needed to turn left in all this parking lot, and I was just following directions. The state of Florida needs to do something about that.
Oh, yeah, like institute age-related mandatory driver's license tests.
So, you ended up here at this Publix, 3 miles from your house?
Yes.
And you just decided to ask them for a job here?
Oh, no, dear. They asked me if I wanted a job.
Oh, that's very nice, Miss Zeblinglodsnocker. So now you're a Publix. So now you're a Publix clerk.
I'm not a Publix jerk.
Oh, I didn't say.
But the produce manager is. She won't let me work in her department.
Why not?
Because I nibble at the raw fruit and vegetables when I'm putting it out, and it gives me gas.
I feel faint.
She says that I wilt the celery and the fresh herbs. I switched to those unbalanced natured fruit and vegetable pills for snacks, but she still won't let me in the produce department.
Oh, boy.
Why did they ask you to work here?
Well, when I came in last week, it was all new to me because I only shop at Aldi's. So when I was looking around, I found the shelves just a mess. They were all out of order, so I started straightening things out. About 2 hours later, the nice store manager hired me on the spot. Oh, I have DDT.
You mean you have OCD?
I'm lightheaded.
What did you say?
She said OCD.
The bakery manager? Where? I don't see her.
Not the bakery manager. Fada said you have OCD.
No, I have DDT. See? I just found it here in the English muffins. People are so inconsiderate. They decide they don't want something they pick up and then they just put it back anywhere they happen to be. The DDT belongs on aisle 8, bottom shelf halfway down the aisle. I know where everything belongs.
So, Miss Zeblinglodsnocker, you're a stalker.
Detective Benson, is that why you're here?
What?
Are you going to arrest me for being a stalker? Who told you I was a stalker?
No, Miss Zeblinglodsnocker, I said you were a stalker.
Yes, Mrs. Zeblinglodsnocker. He said stalker, not stalker.
Yes, Miss Zeblinglodsnocker. You're a stalker, not a stalker. But, oh darn it, it sounds the same, doesn't it?
Oh my goodness.
Yes, you are a stalker.
I heard you, detective. Both times you don't have to rub it in.
Oh.
Well, who turned me in? Is it that nice young man in the bakery? I swear it was just a coincidence that I was looking in his bathroom window at the very same time he was taking a shower. I swear.
Oh my garden peas.
Hey, good mashed oats, darling.
A la Barbara Ward.
La Barbara Ward. Never mind. Miss Zeblinglodsnocker, no one turned you in, and I'm not here to arrest. Wait a minute. What? You were accidentally looking in his bathroom window?
Well, I'm a bit of a peeper, but I'm not a stalker. I'm a stalker who's a peeper. There's a difference, you know.
Oh, my.
There's no complaint of a stalker peeper, well, that I know of anyway. I'm not here to arrest you.
You really had me going there.
Yes, we heard it.
And smelled it.
Detective Benson, would you do me a favor, please?
Sure, if I can.
Would you give me a ride home?
Well, sure, I guess.
I thought you had a car.
Well, dear, I do, but it's in the garage. Some damn fool ran into the back of my little Kia Rio subcompact sedan and tore the whole bumper off with his big Hummer H1. I've had to walk 3 miles to work and back home every day since he hit me.
Oh.
They're supposed to deliver my car to me tomorrow.
Uh-huh. Miss Zeblinglodsnocker, has your doctor talked to you about driving your car?
I think Brick means, has your doctor talked to you about you driving your car?
No, he's an idiot. He told me I should not be driving in my state. Can you believe it?
Yeah.
But I'm getting a different doctor.
Why do you think he is an idiot?
I don't want to go to some other state to drive my car. First, I'd have to drive it 300 miles just to get to another state. And second, how would I get back if I can't drive in Florida?
Oh, my. Oh.
I think your doctor means that you should not be driving.
Fada, never mind. Miss Zeblinglodsnocker makes a good point. Sure, Miss Zeblinglodsnocker will be happy to drive you home. You said that some man ran into your car with this big Hummer?
Yes.
Where'd that happen?
Yes, it happened at the bagel factory on College Parkway. The damn fool smashed the bumper off my car and then just took out like a bat out of hell.
Did you get his license plate number?
No, I couldn't see it. I have glaucoma and macular degeneration, you know. But my hearing is great, as long as my hearing aid is charged. That nasty man yelled at me.
What did he yell at you?
I'll never forget it. He yelled, "It wasn't me, if that's what you're thinking." Then he sped away. It's giving me a sour stomach just thinking about it.
Yeah. Oh boy. Well, it's not doing mine any good either, Miss Zeblinglodsnocker. Well, look, Fade and I have a few things to pick up first, then we'll take you to your house down the street, okay?
Brick, darling, I have an idea.
What?
I could stay here and get the shopping done.
What?
And you drive Mrs. Zeblinglodsnocker home.
That's very thoughtful of you, Fada.
I thought so. I have to turn my olfactory sensors back on, so I can check to see if the cantaloupes are ripe.
Oh, I can tell you what's ripe in the store, Fada, darling. I'm going to remember this.
Oh, I am sure you will.
Well, thank you very much, Detective Benson. You're a dear. My cat has been home alone all day.
What is your cat's name, Mrs. Zeblinglodsnocker?
Well, how did you know that, dear?
Mrs. Zeblinglodsnocker? How did I know what?
Yes.
Yes? Yes, what?
How do you know what?
I do not know what.
Oh, boy. Here we go. Miss Zeblinglodsnocker. Fada means, who is your cat?
No, who is not my cat?
I mean, tell Fada your cat's name.
Brick, darling. In the overall scheme of things, I do not really need to know her.
No. I hate it when we get into these confusing word situations. So please, Miss Zeblinglodsnocker, tell us your cat's name.
What? What is my cat's name?
I don't know your cat's name. Please, tell us so we can get out of this episode. What is your cat's name?
Yes, and I thought you said you didn't know his name.
Okay, finally. Okay, so Yaz has been home all day alone by himself.
What? Watt has been home all day alone. My cat's name is Watt.
What?
W-A-T-T, because he chewed through an electric cord when he was a kitten, and for a few seconds there he glowed like a light bulb.
Why didn't you just say that in the first place?
Frick. My bad. It was I who said it in the first place, darling. Mrs. Zeblinglodsnocker thought I was telling her that her cat's name was Watt when I asked her, "What is your cat's name?"
Yes. So, as I was saying, I would like to go home because my cat, Watt, has been home all day alone.
I'm sure he needed the breather.
Oh, he doesn't need a breeder, dear. Watt is 17 years old. I've had him since he was born. He's a bit too old to breed anymore.
Oh my goodness.
He's lived with you 17 years and he's healthy. And his lungs are functioning fine and everything?
Yes. When I get ready to leave in the morning, he runs around like a kitten.
I bet he is equally happy to see you when you get home.
I guess so. He likes to play hide and seek. As soon as I open the door, he runs and hides in the utility closet.
He must have found some air deodorizer in there.
Oh, no, dear. My air conditioner's in the attic.
Miss Zeblinglodsnocker, are you ready to go?
Yes, dear. I had cabbage soup and some refried beans for lunch, but I think I can wait till I get home if we hurry. It doesn't matter anyway. I just changed my Depends before you came in.
Oh, well, that's very reassuring.
Yes, dear. Very.
Oh, good gracious me. She's putting in time with her steps.
She is talented.
Just like Sebastian Gorka, Joe Piscopo, Mark Spitz, Larry Elder and some bull rider guy named Kyle Jones, Pat Boone also used to be somebody. And like all those other guys who used to be somebody, Pat Boone experiences pain. If you used to be somebody too, and you're in pain, you should try Relief Factor and maybe you will be asked to do a Relief Factor commercial too. Here is Pat Boone for Relief Factor. Go ahead and Google him. You'll see that he actually used to be somebody. But you'll have to take his word for it that he is in pain.
Holy shit, Pat! That's the third time in a row you hit me right in the balls.
Sorry, Fred. I always put it right down the middle. It's just the way I like it.
You, Pat?
Pat Boone here for 100% drug-free Relief Factor. You know, I read somewhere once that pain was the #1 reason why people's bodies hurt so much when they get old. That, by the way, is why I take Relief Factor every day. And I can still smash balls right down the middle at age 87. Well, and also because I haven't made any money in years, and Pete and Seth Talbot pay me to tell everyone how much pain I'm in at 87 years old. And that Relief Factor makes me feel like I did back when people actually knew who I was. Even though Pete and Seth Talbot are advertising entrepreneurs and have absolutely no background in medicine or pharmacology, I can tell you nonetheless. In fact, I'm under contract to tell you that ever since I started taking their drug-free Relief Factor at breakfast, along with my daily doses of oxycodone and fentanyl, I feel absolutely no pain at all. Yes, Relief Factor is 100% drug-free. Pete and Seth buy fish oil and other over-the-counter supplements at Costco, and they package them as their own concoction. I have to tell you, as a condition of my contract, that I love Relief Factor, and I'm thrilled to say I'm not alone.
After I fell out of a gondola at Splash Mountain, I was dragged up the ramp and down the false drop. Afterward I felt pain in my back, my neck, my hips, my joints, both arms and the bottom of my left foot, the foot which was not traumatically amputated by the machinery. While recovering, I saw Pat Boone on TV. He was standing strangely sandwiched between two fat bald guys and they were promoting Relief Factor. Some very old people who live in my neighborhood told me that Pat Boone was a big star long ago and that he was the only wholesome young singer in the 1950s. They said he didn't seem interested in sex and could be trusted. So I decided to give Relief Factor a try. Relief Factor, along with my hydrocodone medication and some leftover codeine my next-door neighbor had hidden in her underwear drawer, has relieved me from all my pain. Except for the phantom pain I still feel where my right foot used to be. Thank you, Relief Factor.
Relief Factor created the 3-week quick start trial and discounted it to only $19.95, which unfortunately expires 2 days after you receive your trial package. And it takes 3 weeks for Relief Factor to take effect, and your order automatically reverts to the regular price of $150 per month. But don't worry, Relief Factor works. You can take it from me, because I'm Pat Boone, and I was the only wholesome young singer in the 1950s. I want you to do what I do. Keep knocking them balls right down the center.
You, Pat?
So call today for your 3-week quick start trial of Relief Factor for only